Can you believe it if I told you that some mythical creatures actually existed in real life? And if they were real, why did they suddenly disappear from our world? And more importantly, did we humans actually see them? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And most importantly, I'm going to share 7 mythical creatures that actually existed in real life. Some lived in the ocean, others hid deep in the forest. This is part 9 in the series, and trust me, when I discovered the final creature, I couldn't believe it was real. So without any further delay, let's dive right in. The first creature on our list is Cerberus. Now, this wasn't your average dog. This was a giant beast with 3 massive heads. Imagine standing in front of it, 3 sets of eyes locked on you at once. And it gets even scarier. Legends say its breath could burn everything in its path, and when it barked, it sounded like thunder shaking the sky. But here's where it gets interesting. Cerberus wasn't just part of the story. He was mentioned in ancient Greek texts as far back as the 8th century BC. His job? To guard the gates of the underworld, making sure no soul ever escaped. Which makes you wonder, was he really just a myth? Or did people back then see something they couldn't explain? Now here's the part that still gives people chills. In 2003, in an Italian town called Lignano, several locals reported seeing a strange creature with multiple heads near old catacombs. They said it moved unnaturally fast, almost completely silent, and to this day, they swear it wasn't from this world. So what exactly did they see? Could Cerberus actually exist? Most likely not, but here's the twist. 2-headed animals are real. Science calls them genetic mutations. So, what if nature went one step further? What if something bigger, something stranger, is still hiding out there, far away from humans, deep in the forest? The next creature on our list is the Loch Ness monster. Have you ever heard stories about the giant monster that lives in the rivers of Scotland? Over the past decades, people have claimed to see this massive beast hiding in Loch Ness. This creature is often called Nessie. The first thing that stands out about this monster is its enormous size. According to some reports, it's estimated to be about 60 feet long, with a dark body and a long neck, looking like a giant snake or even a dinosaur. Some say its head looks like that of a crocodile. The first official mention of this monster dates back to 565 AD, when Saint Columba, an Irish monk, allegedly encountered and fought this mythical creature. Then, in 1933, the famous surgeon's photograph of the Loch Ness monster was taken. For years, it was the only solid evidence people had of this giant creature, until it was later revealed to be a hoax. But even that didn't stop people from investigating the mystery of Nessie. So the real question is, does the Loch Ness monster actually exist? Well, no one can say for sure. The truth is, the ocean is massive. We've explored less than 20% of it, which means there's still a whole world underwater that remains a mystery. So maybe Nessie is still out there, hiding in the dark waters, waiting for the day it finally shows itself again. The next creature, the Gremlin. If you think gremlins are just silly little monsters from the movies, you're not alone. But the truth is, the legend of the Gremlin started way before Hollywood ever touched it. It began during World War II, when British pilots reportedly saw strange creatures messing with their planes, unscrewing bolts, tampering with systems, and causing major failures mid-flight. They called them Gremlins. And here's the crazy part. The descriptions were pretty consistent. Small bodies with green or gray skin, large ears, big eyes. Some said they looked like insects, while others believed they were more like animal-human hybrids. But no matter where the stories came from, the pilots described almost the same creature. The most famous case came from a British pilot who swore he saw a gremlin crawling on top of his plane right before his aircraft suffered catastrophic system failures. That story spread like wildfire and soon became part of military folklore. Today, gremlins mostly live on in movies and comics, but the real question is, do they actually exist? Well, science says no. They've never been proven real. Most experts believe they were just a way to explain strange mechanical failures that couldn't be understood at the time. So maybe gremlins are just a myth. Or maybe they're still out there, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the next chance to cause chaos. The next creature is far more terrifying than the first ones. The Krampus, the dark figure that haunts children of alpine villages on Christmas when they expect gifts from Santa. He looks like a nightmare, covered in thick fur, with twisted horns, chains, and bells clanging with each step. In one hand, he carries birch branches to whip naughty children, and in the other, a basket to carry them away deep into the forest. Krampus is the dark mirror of Santa, punishing children instead of rewarding them. Interestingly, in the 1950s, Austria even tried to ban Krampus because it was considered too frightening for kids. But the legend survived despite the ban. Today, Krampus parades are held across Europe, where people dress as monsters and roam the streets to scare children. And in 2015, he even appeared in a horror movie named Krampus. So, does the Krampus really exist in real life? No solid evidence has ever been found, but the legend continues to live on, especially on dark Christmas nights. Next up, Bigfoot. One of the most iconic mythical creatures in North America. Bigfoot is described as a 7-foot-tall, giant, ape-like humanoid with a hairy body, resembling something between a prehistoric primate and a forest monster. To this day, hundreds of people claim to have seen it, but the only evidence we have are blurry photos, shaky videos, and massive footprints. The most famous piece of footage is the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, where a strange figure is seen walking into the woods and briefly glancing at the camera. Some scientists believe Bigfoot may be connected to the extinct Gigantopithecus, a massive ape that once lived in Asia. Others often confuse Bigfoot with the Yeti, but the two are very different. Bigfoot is said to roam the forests of North America, while the Yeti is believed to dwell in the icy Himalayan mountains. So the real question is, does Bigfoot actually exist? Well, there's no solid scientific proof, but the legend continues to live on, reminding us that the world is still full of unsolved mysteries. Next creature, the Bloop. The Bloop is a mysterious sound recorded in 1997. The sound was so powerful that it was detected by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. At first, scientists couldn't explain it. It didn't match any known underwater species or man-made sound. Interestingly, the coordinates of the sound were close to R'lyeh, the legendary underwater city of Cthulhu in Lovecraft's mythos. This sparked theories about whether the Bloop might be an ancient sea monster that has lived in the depths of the ocean for thousands of years. However, official science later suggested it was the sound of an icequake, a glacier breaking apart underwater. But cryptid hunters disagree. According to them, it could have been the cry of a creature too large to imagine. To this day, we don't know whether the Bloop was just the sound of an icequake or the call of a giant sea monster. But we do know one thing: vast parts of the ocean remain untouched, and we still don't know what's truly hiding in the depths. The last and most terrifying creature on this list is Gran Maja. This modern internet legend only started appearing a few years ago, but it's the center of discussion in the myth world. According to numerous witnesses, the Gran Maja is an enormous creature with an estimated length of over 2,200 feet. It has a huge mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth and 6 small white eyes placed on top of its head. Witnesses say it lives in the depths of the Arctic Ocean, where it's hidden from humans. The rumors of the Gran Maja started when mysterious underwater sounds were recorded in the depths of the Arctic Ocean. Some claimed it was just the sound of ice breaking, while others believe it was the voice of an unknown monster living in the depths of the ocean. But what if someone actually saw evidence of it? One of the most famous incidents involved a deep-sea expedition where they allegedly recorded the shadow of a massive shape moving past their camera. So, does the Gran Maja really exist in the depths of the ocean? Well, there's no scientific proof, but the strange sounds in the depths of the ocean and the unexplained shadows make this one of the most terrifying and believable creatures of the digital age. And here's the wrap, guys. We have just explored 7 mythical creatures that terrified people for centuries. Let me know in the comments which mythical creature really caught your attention and which one of these creatures you've heard of in the past. Share this video with your friends, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. It motivates me to keep providing more content like this. And if you want to know about mythical sea creatures that really existed in real life, click the video appearing on the screen. Stay safe. Until next time, see you.